All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with more Ring Wars Carolina Battlegrounds, RWC, an affiliate of the AIWF. And Steve, at this point we will know one of the competitors, that being former RWC heavyweight champion, Gemstone.
Good luck to his opponent.
But I'm going to prove to Dex and everyone else why I am the best in Ring Wars Carolina.
Well, bold declarations being made by the Diamond of the Ring, Gemstone. And what we know how the fans feel about Gemstone.
You know, I think they're the chagrin the fans take towards Gemstone, it's undeserved. I mean, you can see him right now. He's taking time to slap hands with the fans to show respect to the kids. He's always shaking hands.
Yeah, and then rubs it off.
Again, the fans have grimy hands.
You don't know that for sure.
Post-pandemic, he's protecting himself as well as his opponent. That's my final word on the matter.
Fine. And if you weren't here with us last week, ladies and gentlemen, Battle Zone will take place at the January event for RWC. Interesting match, 30-minute time limit. Two superstars will start up the match. Every 5 minutes, a new superstar enters. The match is won based on points. There's only two ways to get points, either by pinfall or submission. And points can be earned at any time.
No quick point to make. Other things that happened last week. Jim cost Alex Bryant his AIWF Mid-Atlantic title.
Oh, don't worry, we're going to get into that.
The referee taking the time to keep Gemstone from lying in wait for his opponent. You know he'll look for an opportunity if you're not on top of him. It's one of the best qualities about him.
Really? That's the one we're going to pick. One of the fan favorites here in Ring Wars Carolina, Prince Pretty Kaydin Pierre.
Well, Kaydin Pierre, he's always been a bit of a glad-hander. He really enjoys the adulation the fans provide.
There's just something about him, Steve. I don't know what it is.
Well, wrestling fans have always been drawn to flamboyance. They've always been drawn to that certain je ne sais quoi. If there's something Kaydin Pierre has in abundance, it's those qualities, along with speed, agility, and some really solid technical knowledge. Don't let flamboyance fool you. Don't let pageantry fool you. He can grab a spotlight when he walks out here, but he's also capable when that bell goes ding.
Oh yeah, former tag team champion of RWC, former RWC junior heavyweight champion. The man is no stranger to gold, knows when the bell rings, it's time to go to work. Referee checking Kaydin Pierre now. Well, Steve, so far we know that James Anthony has qualified along with Titan and Tiger. Unfortunately, looks like we may have one vacancy because of the fact that Aaron Biggs and Side Effect both got counted out earlier this evening.
And that was something we didn't anticipate, but man, what a boon to the other competitors.
Yeah, not having one of those two big men in there with you, definitely a favor to whoever is in the Battle Zone match. See Gemstone trying to go for his mark, almost like a chess player, just looking for that right move to open up with.
First guy to blink loses.
Collar and elbow tie up here. Kaydin Pierre, not good on strength, but does have leverage. And the showing off by Gemstone as he thinks he did something major, when in reality he didn't.
I mean, he does have a lot of strength, and he did display that, but as far as quickly as Kaydin Pierre rolled away the first time. I believe he was in control of some of it the first time. That roll away, that quick roll away, that was ring acumen. However, that time, he landed kind of rough. That time, Jim really put a little bit of hurt behind that. So that time, he started the path to accomplishing something. Whether it's a win today, we'll wait and see. But if I was going to bet money, I'd bet on Gemstone.
Well, that's a solid bet to take. Rear waist lock applied. I mean, the last time these two met at Fan Appreciation 2020, it was for the AIWF World Television Championship. Kaydin Pierre came out on the short end of the stick on that one.
Well, Kaydin Pierre showing a lot of athleticism out there, but Jim ready for him. He caught that arm, sends him into the ropes. Pierre with the duck. Kaydin coming off the ropes. Nails a spinning. Well, I thought he was going to nail that spinning head scissors.
No, the power of Gemstone stops that. Wait a minute, Kaydin Pierre fighting free and goes for the big kick. No, oh!
Nice.
Straight to the back of the head of Gemstone.
Yeah, he missed the initial windup, but he caught him on the playback.
Yeah, you see Gemstone a little bit rocked there. Kaydin Pierre coming in, straight into the corner, and sweeps the leg.
Really took his feet out from under him there.
That's one of the things that Kaydin Pierre is known for, is that springboard over into the corner. And look at the way that Gemstone's grabbing his hip there.
You know, John, Jim's a big guy. But at the same time, he's a fast guy. There's not a lot of times we see him out here where speed is something that he loses out to a competitor.
And that's a dangerous combination for Gemstone to have, both size and power and speed.
And Kaydin Pierre, he's faster, he's quicker. And you know, when you fly through the air a lot, you forget sometimes. Flyers, at the end of the day, they're just agile strikers. So every time he flies at Jim, we could be seeing a knockout blow, because it's all about putting you off balance or kicking you in that head.
Yeah, back on the outside here, I hope we don't see what we just saw earlier. No, Kaydin Pierre smart to roll Gemstone into the ring. And Kaydin Pierre, I thought he was going to go up.
Thought a little better of it. Can't blame him if he goes up. If he gets caught by Jim, that's a quick turnaround.
Yeah, and Kaydin Pierre slapped to the back of Gemstone.
I mean, really, just picture this. For instance, Kaydin Pierre comes off the top, and Gemstone's ready, manages to get to his feet. I know he's not on his feet right now, but that could be 14-carat kick while you're falling off the top.
Whoa, look at the way that Kaydin Pierre landed on his feet. But, oh, European uppercut.
You said landed on his feet, but it's also important to note, while you're looking at him land on his feet, he was also missing his mark because he wanted to hit Jim.
And a 2 count only there. And those are good points, Steven. You know, he thought he was going to get one way. I thought it was a good recovery. Apparently it was not, because Gemstone was already one step ahead of Kaydin Pierre.
I mean, it was the right recovery. What else are you going to do? Are you going to plant? It was excellent peripheral vision of him when he was already in motion. Unfortunately, Jim, such a skilled competitor, an absolute veteran in that ring. I cannot encourage young people who want to become a professional wrestler enough to study tapes of this man so you can decide on another career, because he will decimate you in that ring.
Oh, man, stop the noise over there. Come on. Why would you discourage somebody from following their dream?
Bud, you want to put your kid in the ring with Gemstone?
Actually, my kid loves Gemstone for some reason. I don't know why.
Smart kid.
I'm failing
Smart
as a
kid.
father. I'm absolutely failing as a father.
Apple fell far, far from the tree. Proud of him.
I'm sure you're way proud of the way that Gemstone just choked the life out of Kaydin Pierre there using the ropes.
Oh, I am. I mean, more than proud, I appreciate what he's doing out there, as anyone would, as anyone who appreciates our sport would. For him to know how to use a chokehold so effectively, feather in his cap. A lot of guys kind of do it half-cocked. Jim, though, he's got that big, meaty hand of his, so when he wraps her around you in any capacity like he does with his fisherman suplex, it could be game over.
Yeah, and I got to give credit in the way that Gemstone interlaced the fingers to try to get the fisherman suplex pin, but Kaydin Pierre found a way to power out somehow.
Well, Pierre making his way over to the ropes there might be useful to him if Jim grabs him right now. Technically, the referee can call a break.
But not doing so, allowing Gemstone with I was going to say have a handful of hair, but an exchange of strikes there by both competitors. And Kaydin Pierre getting the worst of that exchange as he collapses over into the corner.
Kaydin Pierre, he's undoubtedly a skilled competitor. Unquestionably capable. We saw in the early goings of this thing. But once Jim gets going out there, John, so often from that point on, this thing's been decided.
Speaking of decided, let's get back to last week here and the decision that Gemstone made to come out and try to get involved in a match of Alex Bryan and Mickey Folk.
Okay, what do you want to say about it?
He had no business being on the ring. None. Zero. Nada. Zilch.
Well, I'm going to stop you right there. Let's put a pin in that thought. So, allow me to provide a perspective here. Jim almost won that TV title a couple weeks ago. He was disappointed in his loss, however you feel about that in the aftermath. Great kick by Kaydin Pierre. But when he saw an opportunity to come out and observe for a possible future match, why can't he take that opportunity? He didn't lay hands on Alex Bryant. Alex Bryant took his eye off the prize. He took his eyes off Mickey Folk. That's on him, not on Jim.
So your justification that Gemstone was out there with a power slam. Wait a minute.
Well, he's in there with a power slam. He wasn't out there last time with the power slam.
No, but okay, so your justification as we see the fall-away slam by Gemstone is that Gemstone was only out there scouting his next potential opponent, whoever won the championship match.
Prove me wrong.
He knew what it was wrong. Getting in the head
Perspective, man. Apples and oranges. Alex Bryant could have focused. He may have walked out the champion. His fault. But what's going on right now in that ring, Kaydin Pierre hasn't taken his eyes off things, neither has his opponent, and they're having a great contest.
Oh, and the boots being applied to Kaydin Pierre now. And this is where Gemstone shines with those long legs of his. Going up slowly.
Jim, he's perched, and he's a big boy. If he comes off and hits it, Kaydin Pierre can be done. And Jim, he overshot his mark there.
Or did Kaydin Pierre roll out of the way and avoided the frog splash of Gemstone?
I think a little bit of both, but I think he just measured out too far. Kaydin Pierre was really close when he flew off the top there. He caught him with a shot there, though, did Kaydin Pierre. And now a great head scissors on top of Jim, trying to fly out of the corner. Excellent job taking him down, using his weight to pull him all the way over in that maneuver.
Yeah, Kaydin Pierre, good bicycle kick, and lays Gemstone out.
And right now, Kaydin Pierre in a prime position, hook of the leg.
2 count, though. And the frustration of Kaydin Pierre sets in. And this is a disadvantage of Kaydin Pierre. We know, because we have seen it time and time again, Kaydin Pierre can be a hothead.
I don't know, though, man. I know he might be frustrated by that, but that's not why I saw. I saw adrenaline. I saw fire. He was a little slow to get up, but Jim's been beating the tar out of him out there. Turns him around. Big-time clothesline. Almost took his head off there.
And Gemstone grabbing the jaw. I tell you what, I think Gemstone's at this point just inflicting punishment for the sake of doing so.
Well, that's one side of the coin. But Kaydin Pierre, he's had an answer every time Jim thought he had him down for the count. He's kicked out a lot of times when a lot of other guys might choose to call it a day, and why wouldn't you? You're in there with Jim. You feel it when that guy hits you. He's not just effective, he's deadly.
You see it now, with Kaydin Pierre rolling to the side, still has life left in his body, but very, very deoxygenated out there now. Needs to catch his breath.
Yeah, he's sucking wind. He's got great conditioning on his side, though. If he can get away from Jim for 8 seconds, he can recharge that tank. Jim coming in after him, though. Nice leaping splash in the corner there.
Yeah, Gemstone, this is where I've got to give credit. He's staying on top of Kaydin Pierre. And every move that Gemstone has hit has been with such power that it's rocked Kaydin Pierre.
Well, that's the magnitude of the abilities of a man like Gemstone.
Gemstone now
trying a superplex.
But Kaydin Pierre blocking and going to work on that kidney and powers off Gemstone.
Really lucky to push him off there. I didn't think he had the power needed in those punches, but he got his arms underneath Jim's arms, and that was enough to push him when you get on his chest.
Steve, you hit anybody right in the kidney. Kaydin's ready to fly high, and gets a double knee straight on the chest. but so much energy expelled by Kaydin Pierre that he can't get over to make the cover.
Well, Kaydin Pierre with an excellent meteor off the top there. And that rock gem sucks. He's certainly not quick to get up on that one. But Kaydin Pierre, so much punishment. And as you aforementioned, so much exhaustion being deoxygenated during this thing that he's having trouble with the follow-up. And he's racing Jim to see who gets on their feet first. He has his wits about him, though. And he flies into Jim with a back elbow.
Yeah, and another forearm, or rear forearm strike there. And wait a minute, Kaydin catches Gemstone, gets a good chop. And Kaydin Pierre getting ready to use the ropes as leverage to come up. Holy moly, what a gymnastic move out of Kaydin Pierre.
And Kaydin Pierre having a great showing at the moment, leaps at Jim with that kick. It was almost like watching Crouching Tiger hit a dragon. I'm flying back in time, and great cartwheels here by Kaydin Pierre and landing against Jim there. And again, he waffled in between himself and the turnbuckles there.
Well, Kaydin thinks he's got Jim's number, and one there, though. When Kaydin comes over to that side of the ring, holy moly, the speed of Kaydin Pierre, swing and a miss, and sweeps the leg.
Well, good for the goose, good for the gander. A change-up for both men in that corner. Each one of these guys have been so ready for one another during this contest. Any man's game, Kaydin Pierre enjoying the moment, possibly a mistake. And he stepped on top of Jim. That is questionable.
Yeah, putting the feet in the sternum and a hip attack into the corner, and I'm not calling that one.
I mean, he made a decision there. Whether it comes back to bite him, we'll see. And a great run into the corner there. Really nailed Jim with the knees to his face.
Kaydin Pierre smart to pull Gemstone to the center of the ring, going for a pin. Hooks the leg and presses the shoulders, but still only a 2 count.
Unique way to hook the legs and press down on Jim's shoulders, but I mean, that's one way to get the leverage on top of him. Jim, really strong upper body. Good call by Kaydin Pierre to be aware and see what you can do to neutralize that upper body strength.
Yeah, slow kicks now by Kaydin Pierre. I mean, even though he is in control of the match at this moment, a lot of energy's been expelled so far in this match. Kaydin Pierre probably not at 100%. As we see the slow way he climbs up to the top rope, and man, that pool was empty.
It really, really was. And again, I think Jim already too close when he started. It didn't take much to roll out of the way. And he's got him up. I thought he was going to go for that buckle bomb he favors, but Kaydin Pierre wisely got out of it.
And kicks the back of the leg and takes down Gemstone again, coming off the ropes. Kaydin Pierre, face buster to Gemstone.
And Gemstone lucky to not lose a tooth there.
And Kaydin Pierre pulling Gemstone away so that he cannot grab the ropes with the long arms and legs he has.
And Pierre, he's tapping that turnbuckle. He says it's time. Let's see what he's got, John.
I tell you what, Kaydin Pierre keeps going to the top. This is very risky at this point. Didn't get all of it, though.
He did get some of it, though. And that head coming from that height directly into the abdomen of Gemstone. Even a guy that big, even a guy that strong, even a guy with a core that is foundationally as sound as Gemstone has, that'll take the fight out of you. And it certainly had an effect. Kaydin Pierre did nearly get the pinfall there.
Yeah, very close one. I mean, at this point, with the energy both men have spent in this match, you got to think one big move, and that'll be the end of your opponent. And there's that buckle bomb you were talking about, Steve.
And here's the follow-up with a release belly to belly. And Kaydin Pierre, you can scout the tapes, you can anticipate that, but being in the ring with Gemstone, stopping it from happening once it's in motion, oh my Lord, good luck to anyone.
Yeah, and Kaydin Pierre kicking out with almost instinct at that point, because with the power that Gemstone executed those moves, you normally would think that would have been a 3 count.
I mean, Kaydin Pierre, he's a player, man. Don't forget that for a moment. However good Jim looks, and Jim is really good.
Yes, he is. Gemstone bringing Kaydin Pierre up, trying to put the finishing touches on Prince Pretty.
Kaydin Pierre, though, nice torque of the arm and a kick to the gut coming off the ropes. And he nails the bicycle kick to the back of the head. That brings the big man down to the mat, and Gemstone in trouble right now. Kaydin Pierre going for a cover, slow to get to it, though.
Oh, Would have been a 3 except for the leg being draped over the bottom rope by Gemstone.
John, I honestly didn't see that at first. My heart skipped a beat. I thought Kaydin Pierre was on the verge of accomplishing a miracle.
Major feat if he would have done so, Stephen.
I mean, Jim's the real deal out there. And Kaydin Pierre, he's been incredible out there today.
Kaydin Pierre targeting Gemstone now.
Well, Pierre going in after him.
Uses the ropes for leverage, but Gemstone decides to set up instead.
Well, Pierre fell off his back.
14-carat kick by Gemstone.
Well, I think this one we can call it right now.
You can count to 100. And Gemstone will move on to the Battle Zone match that will be happening on January 6th.
Kaydin Pierre, man, what a showing from this guy today.
Yeah, Kaydin Pierre definitely left it all in the ring.
Gemstone, though, I said it before, I'll say it again. That man is a freak of nature athlete. The things he can do in there, the speed combined with his power, an almost insurmountable obstacle for anyone. And for that guy to be in this tournament, man, that is a clear path to that heavyweight title.
Steve, circle your calendar. You're not going to hear me say this often. The odds-on favorite in Battle Zone now, Gemstone.
Oh, John, you're not wrong about that.
We'll be back with more Ring Wars Carolina Battlegrounds.
Get a good look at this. This is the future. I'm the past, the present, and the future of RWC. I hold the crown.